Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. Full disclaimer, so I was going to be going to the theater tonight. I was going to go check out the movie Wonka. But earlier in the week, if you can't tell by my voice, Charming Amy and I were hit with some illness. Now, me first. I came down really sick Sunday into, well, just like 24 hours ago. I started feeling better very early on Tuesday. And so I thought, you know what? Miss Amy's not doing so hot. She's still very sick. She's running a fever, not doing great. And so I thought, maybe it's not a good idea for me to leave and go out to the movie theater and not be able to be reached for a couple of hours. So I thought maybe a good old VOD film would be on the menu this evening. And so I looked around and I found this one. It came out last week, actually. It was on December 8th, and that is A Creature Was Stirring. And this movie also fits right into my theme of holiday horror films because this movie takes place during Christmas. And what a great name for a holiday horror film, right? A Creature Was Stirring? Ooh, that's cool. I like it. Right there, that drugged me in and made me want to see this film. So what's the story, okay? So a mother and a the daughter has some kind of medical problems. They live out in the middle of nowhere, and there's a huge blizzard. During the blizzard, two people whose car breaks down think the home is abandoned, so they break in and, well, the home is not abandoned. There's the mother and daughter living there. And also, a creature of some sort shows up and, well, wackiness ensues, as I like to say. So you know what? Good old Haku, my cat's already waiting on me, and I need to get over to the old futon because it's time for me to check out A Creature Was Stirring. Just getting done watching A Creature Was Stirring, and while I did like this movie, it does have a few issues that I am going to tell you about. Alright, so let's get this started, shall we? We're going to get things started with the negatives, and then move into the positives to end the video on the ever so important high note. Alright, so right out the gate, the first thing I want to talk about is the lighting in this movie. Now, the lighting is kind of odd because they use a lot of just different colored lights, like different colored LED lights to light the set, and so everything's always bathed in different colors and all. And while at times that really helps set the atmosphere and tone of the scene, in other parts it can get a bit on the annoying side. That is something that it's not terrible, but there are parts where you're just kind of like, can someone just flip on a switch, please? And also, calling this a holiday horror film, I mean, while it does take place during the Christmas season, it more importantly takes place during winter. It doesn't necessarily have to be Christmas, although it does, again, add to that colorful lighting that I was talking about. Now, the one big issue with this movie is it tackles a very big subject, but unfortunately, the film just doesn't deliver its message well enough, and I think it has a lot to do with the way that the film ends. Now, at the end of the movie, it does wrap things up, which makes things make a lot more sense, because let me tell you guys, this film gets a bit incoherent in parts where it's really difficult to follow. You don't really know what's going on. There's moments where it's like I had to rewind it just to be like, what the hell did I just see? Just to make sure that I was right, because then it just did not seem like the scene had the exact impact that it should have. Well, then when the film finally gets around to the end, a lot of that makes up for it. It explains why everything feels so weird and discombobulated, but unfortunately, due to some really poor editing choices, in my opinion, it really makes the reveal of the real story of what's really going on a little less impactful. It didn't hit as hard as I was hoping. It kind of answers my questions, but I did have to, again, rewind it, watch the scene over again, just to see how it all wrapped up. Heck, I went back and watched the third act again, just to make sure I saw what I saw, to be able to put together a review, because after I was done, I was just like, son of a bitch! And I rewound it, watched it again. So yes, things get very convoluted and just in points they just don't make sense. That's the best way to put it. But then when it's supposed to let you know how things go, it doesn't clearly deliver the message. Let's just put it that way. All right, so let's get into the positives. All right. First off, the cast is outstanding. The acting in this film was very good. Our lead actor, Chrissy Metz, I'm not familiar with her work, but she was outstanding. I believe she was on a TV show or something. I don't know the name of it. I've never seen her in anything, but she was really great in this movie. She plays the mother in the film, and wow, outstanding job. She really takes on a very difficult film and does a very good job. I mean, really all the cast does, but she was in particular was the shining star of this film. Now, as I said, this is a creature feature, so the monster, of course, is something that we need to talk about. One of the things I absolutely love, and it's also something I just really like in a creature feature, period, is not giving away the monster too soon and giving us a nice, good reveal, not some cheap reveal where you're just like, okay, whatever, it's a pig bear. Okay, no, this film has a very good monster and it keeps it hidden for the most part throughout most of the movie. You get some good hints at what it might look like, but then when you finally get to see the creature all there right in front of you, it's great. It's a very good, very solid, well done scene, very impactful. I enjoyed it. The creature itself is very well designed. It looks great. I liked every aspect of the creature. There's a lot of really cool design work that went into it, a lot of ideas. It's cool. I really enjoyed the creature in this movie. The practical effects in general, very good. This movie isn't the deadliest. There's not a high body count, I guess you could say. There is some gore, but not a ton. But the gore that's there and the practical effects that are there look outstanding. So the makeup, the special effects, very on point. Acting, on point. Story gets way convoluted in the middle there and then doesn't quite deliver itself in the end. But all in all, I would have to say that this was an enjoyable film. But I can see why it was not put into the movie theaters just because, again, like I said, the story itself, it just can't handle the hefty lifting that it really needs for a story like this. I guess that's the best way to put it. Well, anyways, guys, that's all I have for you. Again, I do believe this is a solid watch if you want to check this one out. I watched it on Vudu, but I think it's on most of the, VOD streaming services out there. YouTube, Google, I'm sure, what's another one? I don't know. Those are about the only ones I could think of. Well, anyways, guys, it's late. I'm starting to stutter, so it's time for me to wrap this video up. So anyways, guys, solid film. Check it out. I did enjoy it. It is something that, again, it's going to take you a little bit to kind of devour the film, but in the end, it delivers a pretty neat little story. If you liked what you saw here today, guys, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you could do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.